Welcome to Always Analog, where we celebrate the beauty of analog technology in the digital world. Today we're going to look at a pen. I have a pen review today, and let me say up front, I want to thank my pencil pal, Leigh, for sending this pack of pens my way. He sent me a couple of them, actually. Of these particular pens in both navy ink and black ink. And I have decided to use the navy for this review. But what we're looking at today is the Pilot Frixion Ball Clicker pen. And really intrigued by this pen because perhaps you can see the banner here at the top. Erasable and retractable. So, love a retractable pen. I love the ease of it, of use. So retractables are great. And but what really fascinated me when I saw these is that they are erasable. And I'll be honest with you, other than the EraserMate, which I always thought were not very good pens at all, they blotched and they smudged and they sort of erased, but not really. I didn't know there was another erasable pen on the market, let alone one in a gel ink. So really excited about this. So let's take a look at the packaging. So you can see they tell you right up front, erasable, retractable. And here, I'm going to turn it on the side. I'm trying to get this to focus a little bit. Retract at clip, writes smooth, erases clean. Frixion ball clicker. Friction with an X. Then here we can see this is a fine point, which they classify as a 0.7 millimeter tip. Navy gel ink, erasable and refillable. And so this is a Pilot product. We'll get a closer look at the pens themselves once I get it out of this blister pack. But let's see what's on the back here. So, got your item number, your UPC number, fine, 0.7 millimeter. Pilot Frixion Ball Clicker, writes smooth, erases clean. Combines the convenience of a retractable with the incredible friction erasable gel ink. Erase and rewrite repeatedly without damaging documents. No wear or tear. Eraser is at the top of the pen. Tip is retractable by pressing clip down. Unique thermosensitive gel ink formula disappears with erasing friction. Refillable, available on the Pilot Pen website. It says erasable pens are not recommended for use on legal or official documents. Okay, I'll buy that. Do not expose to extreme temperatures. If pen is exposed to a temperature that reaches 140 degrees Fahrenheit, it's pretty hot, the ink will be colorless when writing. To restore color, cool to at least 14 degrees Fahrenheit in freezer, and the ink will again write in the color. So, and then, if all that wasn't great enough, check this out. The Good Housekeeping Seal of Approval. Now, let me tell you, folks, I'm old enough to remember when that really meant something if it was on a product. Then you have the UPC code, Pilot Corporation of America, Looks like they're headquartered in Jacksonville, Florida, made in Japan, and then the website for Pilot pens. So here's the whole McGill right here, and you get 3 pens in here. In this package anyways, it has 3. But from what I can discern from the information on the back, the ink is temperature sensitive, and that's what makes it disappear. Unlike, say, I think the EraserMate, which was actually, ink that an eraser would be able to sort of remove. So I'm going to take one of these out of the package here so we can take a closer look at the pen itself. Okay, here we go. Nice looking. So let's just get that out of the way. Come on, focus. There we go. So we're going to start down here. Here's the tip. And you can see it has a rubberized grip. And you can see the inner spring through, it's sort of a, not quite clear, a little opaque, but blue tip. And then, I don't know if the camera can quite pick it up, you sort of have this little graphic design on here. Kind of just a free-form geometric pattern just down here. Frixion Ball, Pilot, Japan. Then we come up. You have the, let me hold it this way, Frixion Ball, Clicker, 0.7, or no, just 07, Erasable. Now this apparently is the eraser right here on the tip. Now it's not an eraser like we think of, an eraser that's soft and pliable. It's actually pretty rigid and hard. But that's the eraser, according to what the package said anyways. And then the retractable is in the clip. See that? So here you've got a clear plastic clip angled at the top, and that is going to take your pen tip in and out. Okay, so it's not at the top. It's not a push in. It is you depress the clip up and down, and that is your pen control. Really interesting design on this pen. Indeed. So, I'm going to get some paper, and we're going to write with this Frixion Ball Clicker fine point pen by Pilot. Oh, you know what? A couple people have asked me what kind of paper am I writing on. And it varies, but for the past little while, I've been working my way through this pad, Office Depot writing pad, Quadrille. This is an A4 is the size. I bought this at an Office Depot store in Paris. So this is not something you're going to find in the US, but the last time I was in Paris was 2019. I went by an Office Depot, and of course we have to go in, right? I mean, some people want to go to Printemps or Galeries Lafayette or some other fancy store. Give me the Office Depot. We go in there, and I did buy some of this paper, and so it's it's an A4, so it's a little bit longer than, say, a standard letter size, and fairly nice actually. Let me see if it says. I don't know where this paper was made, if it was made in France or not. It says made in EU. So, I don't know. Somewhere in Europe. But, okay. That's the paper. All right, now this is the pen. So here is our friction ball clicker. So let's come in a little bit here. And again, this is the navy ink. And we're going to see how it starts. I retract by the way, this is a very easy, very nice tension on the retractable, on the click here. Very easy to use. And it's nice to have a pocket clip. So this is the Pilot Frixion. Fairly smooth, definitely a finer point, for sure. Fairly nice writer. The line, it's improving actually as I continue to write. At first, it was not, the flow line coming out of the point wasn't quite full. In other words, it wasn't a solid line of ink coming down off the ball, but now it is sort of becoming more full as I write. So maybe we're just getting warmed up. Also, it is, let me come in a little closer, and sometimes the color doesn't really represent the way 100% on the screen. I'm looking on my monitor here. So it is a navy. It is not a dark kind of navy blue. As I would maybe think of a navy blue, it might be a little darker than this. For example, the ink in just say a Bic Crystal blue is darker than this, I think, a little bit. Like a 1.6, a bold. But the feature of this pen is the ability to erase the ink. So let's try a few things here. Let's put some of this down. Okay, so we've got a little bit of a smudge here. Let's give it another minute to set up. That was a really quick smear after it was on. Okay, there. After about 10 seconds, it's pretty much paper fast here. It's holding on to the paper. But So, we all make mistakes. So now I'm going to take this end here. Again, this is a very rigid eraser. Not quite sure what the material is. It just feels like a piece of soft sort of vinyl. Oh my, look at this. Look at what's happening. Look at that. And you'll see that there is no crumbs coming from this eraser because it does not, again, it's hard. It's not really a soft type of eraser that lifts the ink off the page. It's actually creating a friction on the paper through temperature as it rubs to make it disappear. How's that for a vanishing act? Wow. You know, it's kind of cool. Now, if you look really hard, let me bring this paper up a little bit. You can see there is a slight ghosting there, okay, of what I had written. You can, if you look, especially with my eye, the camera, maybe through the camera, you're going to lose a little bit of it, but I can make out what I wrote. So there it is again. And now see, I'm not rubbing very hard. I'm rubbing very lightly, very light touch, and nothing's really happening. But once you put pressure, and you need to put some pressure, it creates enough of a friction and increases, through that friction, increases the temperature that the ink vanishes. Not a crumb, you can see. Nothing is wearing off the tip of this eraser at all. So conceivably you could refill this pen 20 times and erase all you like and never have to change this eraser. Well, Leigh, I see why you like these pens and why you find them interesting, and thank you for sharing them with me, because that is just, again, the old EraserMate technology is not really good. This is a whole different animal, however, and I've never used anything like this before. This is really an ink pen that erases. Fairly cleanly too, by the way. Again, there is some ghosting, but for the random small mistake or misspelling, and when something's got to be in ink, this is the way to go. If we go back here to the smudge, look at that. Let's, again, because if I just used a regular eraser, here's a pink carnation, nothing's happening here, okay? I'm getting a little, here I'm really pressing down. Okay, here's a vinyl eraser. And if I really press, you can see I can get rid of some of it. Not a lot. Look, this really does. The eraser on the pen is the key. That's what you need. Wow, really cool. Okay, let me just write a little bit more with this. It's a good writer. I mean, there are pens, I think we'd all probably have used pens that would be a little smoother than this. It's not rough, it's not scratchy. But there are gel pens out there that I think have a smoother flow, but they don't erase. And not only do they erase, unlike an eraser that creates that it has an abrasion to it. This has no abrasion, and it does not blemish the paper in the least. Seeing all these ads for the new West Side Story brings these wonderful Stephen Sondheim lyrics to mind, who I believe who just passed away a few weeks ago. Yeah. Well, there we have it. A good writer, a great erasable pen, made by Pilot Frixion Ball Clicker, available in blue and black. Perhaps this is a fine point. It may be available in other points, I'm not sure. If you know, please let me know in the comments. I would love to try this in a 1.0 tip if they have it in like a medium tip. I think that would be really great to try if it's available. But really cool. So thank you. Thank you for spending some time with me with this gel ink pen review. If you like what I do here, please share the video, subscribe, hit like, leave a comment, and I look forward to seeing you again real soon here on Always Analog.